FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
And so they go to school not ready to learn, already behind at 5, 6, and then they go to schools that don't expect them to learn and don't support them in learning. And I just say that, you know, we need to hold ourselves accountable and hold our education system accountable because our schools are not performing. A majority of all children in 4th, 8th, and 12th grade of all races are not able to read at grade level or compute at grade level. What are you going to do in this globalizing economy if you can't read and compute at grade level? You're being sentenced to dead-end lives. And over 80% of Black and Latino children cannot read and compute at grade level. I mean, this is a disaster.
Is it worse now than it was during segregation?
Yeah, because we had the best teachers. We didn't have the brain drain, if you will. I mean, I don't want to say how wonderful segregated education was, but we had teachers who had very high expectations. We were not allowed to fail in my little school systems. We had bad books. We didn't have equal libraries. We didn't have equal pay for teachers in my earlier years, but those teachers knew that their job was to prepare us for the future, and that we were going to learn our tables. We were going to learn how to read. And we had this community buffer because while the external world told us we weren't important and couldn't succeed, our parents said it wasn't so, and we always had books in my home, even when we didn't have a second pair of shoes. Our teachers said it wasn't so, our preachers said it wasn't so, and so we knew it wasn't so. And so this strong emphasis on education as the way out and the means by which you would change the world. And we always were taught that we could change the world, and we had these role models everywhere. That's missing today for so many of our children. And so we are seeing schools actually with zero-tolerance drug discipline policies carried over from the zero-tolerance drug policies, suspending and expelling and actually arresting on school grounds 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old children for behaviors that used to be handled in the school office.
One of these pieces of data you have here, 17,000 public school students are suspended. Is one of the problems that you see as well.
Oh, the massive numbers of suspension. But I think adults have lost their common sense in their minds. You know, what are you doing bringing in 3 police officers in Florida to arrest a 7-year-old child who's had a
5-year-old? I was there.
You were there.
I was there.
You were there.
This was just before Katrina. This was in 2005. It was in Tampa. And I saw this news story. It can't make sense. This 5-year-old girl who the teacher said was disruptive. And they called police, and they literally handcuffed this girl, and you see her crying and screaming. And it's not just the outrage of what happened then, but think of the trauma for her life. That is that I'm worthless, and I can be contained, I can be restrained, I can be detained, and that has to be an impact. When we see her when she's 12 or 15 having problems, we won't really realize the connection goes back to what they failed to do when they saw a child looking out for needs 5 years old.
In fact, I saw the video. I was not there, but saw the video. They arrested her after the temper tantrum had ended.
Absolutely. 3
police officers before the mother could get to the school, and the terror in this child's eyes. I mean, it's unthinkable what we're doing here. And I think that, again, no community outcry that this has changed these kinds of policies. But more importantly, they're not teaching our children to learn. Right. And I really am trying to encourage everybody to go into education. I've kept all 3 of my boys out of law school so far. We don't need more lawyers. We need teachers, but we need to get bad teachers out. If teachers and people in child-serving institutions don't love children, don't respect children, don't believe that they can achieve, because children will live up or down to our expectations, we've got to get them out of there. And that's why we've got to have very clear community voice for children, and that's missing too.